Welcome everyone to our weekly or every other now and then IT and security news update here live on this channel. And before we start, I'm still wondering what is the best format. I'm certainly well aware we make some other discussions. They are more watched than this IT and security breaking news. Certainly aware of this. And this is said because many of those news pieces are rather important. And leave in the comments below. I said this many times. I'm somewhat tempted, although yeah, time and money, like do individual pieces each day, like some Intel, because we have Intel, Apple, we have so much just in some 3 or 4 days time. And yeah, maybe I should rather, but leave in the comments below, maybe I should rather do it every other day and then like one piece, because also people find it if we have a headline, breaking news, plenty of Intel security vulnerabilities, maybe that interests more people than random IT breaking news. Starting here with Intel, Platypus, with great power comes great leakage. Speaking about Intel security vulnerabilities, we had many, Spectre, Meltdown, you name it. And the latest one is novel software-based power side. Also, yeah, 2020 power side channel. We have seen this already by pure chance and accident in the Linux kernel, reading power counters now for super users only, not regular users, because power side channel attacks on Intel servers, desktop and laptop CPUs, they exploited their unprivileged access to Intel's RAPL interface, exposing processes power consumption to infer data and extract cryptographic keys. So how this works is running, triggering stuff to run cryptographic algorithms, and then similar to other methods previously, sampling the power, and with this power, like sending data, all zeros, all ones, and permutations of this, and in the end do this a couple of 100,000 times or something, and extract keys, so classic side channel stuff, running average power limit, RAPL, pronunciation, whatever. And power consumption CPU and DRAM in software, and CPU basically comes. Luckily, the update interval of RAPL interface is slow compared to real oscilloscopes. The RAPL interface has a bandwidth of 20 kilohertz and stuff, and yeah, finding secrets in the dark, it's like, yeah, further infer intra-cache line control flow and of applications, break kernel, ASLR, leak ASNI keys from Intel SGX enclaves, because SGX enclave super secure, apparently not. Yeah. In similar news, this is not the only one. This is of course only, again, leave in the comments below, do you need more information and stuff, and individual videos. But if you thought this is also like, no, Intel has published here some, I think 20 or 40 just on the other day, November the 10th, Intel DDS Advisory, Intel Board ID Tool Advisory. Basically, so what, yeah, programming in C is hard. Programming in C is hard, recurring theme here, and even the best in the industry, not only Microsoft, Chrome, Google, and certainly Intel, have their what we had more, why is show more, obviously, right, hide them behind I was just wondering where all the vulnerabilities gone. It's like, yeah, all not all, August 10 starts here, so yeah, that is a handful, maybe 20 or plus. This is not only stuff as serious as CPU vulnerabilities, this is just also the regular Windows tools, and of course there are some vulnerabilities in there because of free of bugs or just partially secure. You can read all of them, it's a little bit too long for 20 or so, it's a little bit much for this IT news format, but Intel DSA, Intel Board ID, Intel, so this is just probably some garbage Windows tool, right? Intel Quartus Prime is like, what the heck is it? Even Intel Server Board, boards here. Intel battery life, it's like, yeah, security vulnerabilities. We had this in RGB stuff, in gaming mouse, in, yeah, Windows custom drivers, and why you certainly don't want to run them in some sort of monolithic kernel stuff of, yeah, your garbage RGB, memory, water pump, NVIDIA phoning home, and Intel's battery life diagnostic tool. In 2020, Intel's, yeah, programming C and monolithic kernel and recurring theme here. Intel data center, it's like, yeah, I need my hotkeys back because that and that, right? Intel battery life diagnostic thing, data center manager console, Intel XTU, or what's the freaking heck this even is, I have no idea. Open WebRTC is like, yeah, Open WebRTC, Intel VTune profiler, because yeah, that is certainly not as high quality as in the Linux kernel profiling stuff. Secure Intel Thunderbolt, in case you were wondering, DCH driver Windows advisory, Intel HID event filters, like, yeah, human interface device stuff, certainly USB if not Bluetooth, or all of them. 2020 recurring theme here, everything is not secure, not at Windows, not at Linux. Are we? Let's maybe scroll from the bottom. It's like, yeah, it's a handful, and probably maybe I should. This is what I mean, right? One video talking 10 minutes of Intel security, hilarious stuff. Maybe it's a better format, but yeah, maybe I should actually make a vote there. So Intel Media, also yeah, Media SDK, right? Maybe the hardware encoders, I don't know. Intel Unite client 2020 IPU BIOS of whatever that is. Intel PMC SS, also yeah, Intel SSDs, right? 2020, not even your freaking Intel SSDs. And of all the no-name vendors of S Media and Samsung and stuff, was even on 2020, why you don't want custom drivers? You don't want custom drivers for your RGB lighting, not your water pump, not your NVIDIA driver of random garbage in your kernel. And certainly we have. I need my Did I mention I need my hotkeys back for Wayland? Because not cool to choose your scene with mouse. 2020 also REPL, that is probably making this less precise, less update less often, and less random user. Intel BIOS platform sample code advisory, because BIOS sample code. Intel SGX decap. Intel 50 gigabit EIP core. Intel Pro, I think we can stop reading this because it's basically nearly everything. Intel wireless Bluetooth is, yeah, custom drivers, custom bugs, custom security vulnerabilities. Intel high definition audio advisory. It's like, it's, I can no more. It's, I rest my case. Sorry for that, we had 0 drop frames, but yeah, recurring theme, 2000 drop frames, not even at 2.5 Mbit or what this was, brought to you by Toxis. Failing garbage. I hope the audio and video is okay now. Intel NUC, Intel ADAS, Intel Falcon 8, Intel Advisor Tool Advisory. It's you lost me at Advisor Tool Advisory. Intel Unite Cloud Server Client, Intel Processor ID. Even programming in C from the best of the industry. Even your Intel Processor ID identification utility. Even, you know what? This is hilarious. Even at two freaking fucking, you know what? Vodafone, they promised the previous video, can't, I can no more. 2020 analog world failing as, yeah, probably after the pandemic I probably have to open a beach bar, because IT, this is the state of recurring theme, and also Intel QAT Linux. So 1.75 Mbit because Vodafone failing DOCSIS cable garbage as failing as Intel's failing software. Anyway, in more serious news, yes, freaking fuck off with your cookies. Can we also 2020? My. Can we load this, or are we? Microsoft reveals Pluton because of all the failing silicon and stuff. We certainly need more failing. Yeah, Intel SGX Secure Enclave. Probably Microsoft can do it better, right? Microsoft reveals Pluton, a custom security chip built into Intel, to be not yet, but to be built into Intel. That, in case you were wondering what my hotkeys back. Yeah, custom says is hilarious, right? This will be the failing hardware stuff similar to Intel's SGX, or even Apple can't do it right, secure hardware, just give us freaking compute units and not this pseudo security theater there that after a year or two will be have hardware flaws and stuff. You know what? This is really silly. Even with 1.75 Mbit, we have here completely, you know what this is. So a week ago, Vodafone promised to send me DOCSIS 3.1 router. I mean, how should we make freaking live streams with not even 1.7? With 1.5 Mbit, I can also really freaking go home and live stream from home and not from this garbage DOCSIS. Yeah, Vodafone failing infrastructure, apocalypse garbage, DOCSIS shit, not recommendable, at least not in the center of Berlin. 1.5 Mbit, this is what we're down to after 1.5 years previous videos of I have no words. Anyway, next live stream coming from home, where I have the failing garbage Mbit. Anyway, in similar news, Apple is having a bad release day, so as bad as Vodafone DOCSIS cable, as bad there as Apple. Also monopolies, right? And also monopolies and failing peak bugs. Companies, recurring theme here, they can't even roll out their releases. They should know they have a couple of million lemmings running after their relative distortion field, and they can't even stage their release through without all their services breaking. Of course, they rolled and force big sewer on their users, and basically all the services failing one after another. Apple Pay card is like, oops, you use Apple. And who thought it's a good idea to have everything in the cloud, including your payments? And yeah, Apple Pay and stuff. So basically, a macOS system update, iMessage, and what else is failing there in between. And if you thought this is not enough, then Catalina, some people say also, yeah, 2020 big sewer of there. Also macOS Catalina, the previous updates. Also recurring theme, not the first time, like basically Apple updates as broken as usually every other time now needing supplemental updates, 2020 and 2019. Companies trying to do IT and failing. And also, all right, so this is also that apparently, maybe this was not even related to supplemental update, as hilarious as it is that we need supplemental updates, but like testing this before release, right? But actually it turns out this is even more grave, that this was Apple's failing. I think, no, yeah, I remember this was also Apple's and much graver thing. This is also what I mean with maybe I should actually make dedicated videos. Maybe we try this the next day on the other channel, because this is a much bigger issue, which is Apple's servers were down, so that launching applications were delayed because macOS apparently now turns out each time this cloud services fail, you learn something new, and this time we learned that, and maybe we should also Wireshark network capture this stuff more often and see what's going on behind the scenes, something that should anyway be done more often, more network captures, more reverse engineering, more security review, because turns out macOS is phoning home. You launch an app and it's phoning home to Apple, like, is the user allowed to launch ACMA and XYBC and 123 and ExaScan and OCR-Kit and stuff? And so it's a pull model of pulling, can we launch this app? I think this was somewhat known before of macOS causing slow application starts, but maybe somewhat lost in the noise, and a push model. So how to fix this? So certainly not cool. You want to run it. So each time you run an app. Also, I think this was even partially unencrypted or something. So security researchers, also your secret services like NSA, FBI, CIA, Five Eyes and GCHQ and BND can potentially sniff all the applications you run, maybe then even not only profile you better, and get a list of what they can use to hack, like hack into Skype and WhatsApp and stuff. But how to fix this? Certainly, in my opinion, I said this before, this big companies need to, for the security, limit your user freedom. Not the right way to go. But if you desperately need this of revoking certificates, because in the end it is Apple's mechanism of revoking permission of developers to launch their apps, then do a push model. Don't track each stuff, but every night think there of new revoke certificate of push this each other day or something. There's even a setting of updates of like macOS updates and updates of system data and stuff. So this should actually come with system data updates. Yeah, and this is what I mean with maybe this individual pieces would actually be much more useful to talk in depth for 5 or 10 minutes. In other news, macOS bricks MacBook Pro after failed Big Sur update. It's like, yeah, it's hilarious. I have no words anymore. This is exactly why I turned to YouTube and started this channel. And not a new thing, Louis Rossmann said it before. And I agree with Louis Rossmann, he already made a video about this. This might be like flashing the BIOS. Also, in my opinion, a macOS, not only macOS, but also any OS update should not randomly flash your BIOS. So apparently this flash could be wrong, could go wrong, and then your machine breaks in an OS update, something that should totally not be done like this. In general, neither Microsoft Surfaces nor Apple MacBooks should randomly update the firmware. There should always be a special, do you really want to do this, because it's a tiny little bit dangerous. And also, fun fact, when my Microsoft Surface was new just the first week, Microsoft also bricked the first Microsoft Surface of mine with a bloody firmware update. So yeah, there you have it. 2020 macOS updates not only flash the firmware, but also sometimes fail at it. So cheers to that. Amazing times. And also Apple said, and the fanboys repeat, the best hardware and software integration. In the end, this is how the best hardware and software integration looks like, right? Unlike on Windows and Linux, where this is mostly unheard of random firmware updates in the OS update. But yeah, hardware and software integration so good, it randomly fails and bricks itself. Speaking of that, Ubuntu fixes bugs that standard users could become root. Also recurring theme via in our T2 source distribution. We use standard tools, don't write our own like crypto stuff. Also previous news, Ubuntu leaked crypto keys and locks and stuff. This is why previous videos, full disk encryption at T2 with SG Octane on PS3, of using normal tools and not inventing fancy tools where we could make mistakes like that. Handful of commands was all it took for untrusted users to become root. I actually forgot which tool this was. Symlinks that linked the file name of PEM environment dev0, something of what is it even? Was it GNOME Display Manager? Second bug involved in hack of resided in GNOME Display Manager. Thankfully all stuff we don't use. And GDM3 checks for users triggered something also. Yeah, 2020 super, even on the Linux side, distributions do their stuff. Patch, also why we don't patch stuff to death usually, and hope that at least the upstream package has their security under control. But yeah, the more you custom patch and the more complex all this stuff becomes, the more it also fails on the Linux ecosystem. Too long didn't read Cisco Security Manager Enterprise Class Security. Also, Enterprise Class Security usually means full of bugs, obviously, right? Recurring theme here. Application provides insight into the control of Cisco security network devices. And exactly this of Cisco Security Manager. Man, I need my hotkeys back. How should I hotkey this efficiently with a mouse? And also, yeah, hotkeys faster than mouse, right? That's what a surprise. Across a wide range of Cisco security appliances, including adaptive and intelligent and AI and certainly security appliances, IPS security sensor appliance, integrated services of, too long didn't read several pre-auths of recurring theme, how quality, and we can do this probably in C, is it C or is it Java, I don't know. Either way, coding is hard. Buffer over, underrun pre-auths of like, let's just don't hash it, let's just don't string compare it, whatever the bug might be in this case. Patch this version something. In recurring theme of what is even the compile, replace, content, prepare listener of whatever, multiplier of recurring theme, in case you were wondering if running Cisco stuff is a good thing. In similar news also, this is exactly this kind of thing, maybe 5-minute videos of this big pieces, because I made several videos, maybe 2 or so, of Firefox Mozilla rated stuff, of firing 1,000 of their maybe best people, and similar stuff, and products and failing stuff. In this news, it is so hilarious, it is so sad. Mozilla's Servo finds a new home. I really wonder, what is this? This is a multi-100 million, if not the, what was it? I think it was 500 million over a couple of years from Google sponsorship or stuff. And with that, the core product, the core competence, they fire, they do pockets and VPN and stuff. And the browser, they let bit rotting there, and Rust people fired and finding a new home. And now Servo finds a new home at the Linux Foundation of all foundations. I have no words. It is so crazy as 2020 can get. Also, yeah, what has the Linux Foundation to do with it? Also, like Servo was incubated inside Mozilla, served as proof that important web components such as CSS rendering could be implemented in Rust in safe and concurrent and speedy. Now it's time for Servo to leave the nest. It's like, what? What is? I mean, that politicians fail. That some analog virus and people can't keep freaking distance and wear masks, but what is left at also open source fails, and not only the Linux kernel, the Linux Foundation, but Mozilla. And is there any sanity left, in case you're wondering why I lose my hope and not vision, but hope and right now this is so mind-blogging. It's short-circuiting there, because what is left at Mozilla, right? I mean, you had one job of a safe, important web components of safety, concurrency, and speed, and you fire the Rust team. Servo goes to the Linux Foundation. I mean, you had one job of freaking web server component stuff there at Mozilla. What's a freaking head? I mean, what are they? Maybe in a year, everything left at Mozilla is pockets, a VPN, and it's maybe they find another good product until then. And the move comes with change in project governance of also what the Linux Foundation will probably do zero with this. I mean, this is also hilarious. As the Linux Foundation paying a handful of people $1 million, which it's like, yeah, I said it before, maybe better spread it with all the much more 1,000 people that actually do the freaking stuff. But they will do zero with this. I mean, what the management of the Linux Foundation running around with MacBooks with PowerPoint or Keynote presentations, and they will do zero. I mean, what do they plan? Do they plan to pay them? I have no idea. Move comes project governance, like as if the Linux Foundation will do more than zero for product governance. It is also so. If you had hoped that Firefox with Rust and Servo and web render and stuff will become amazing, then I have to disappoint you. Servo high-level goal remain unchanged, provide a high-performance safe rendering engine. I mean, then why do they move from the... And by the way, Linux Foundation is of an operating system kernel. What has an operating system kernel to do with a web component? We had the Mozilla. Why do they even... I mean, what is next? In 5 years, they close the whole freaking Mozilla Foundation, because soon there is nothing left there anymore. And also, yeah, monopolies, right? I mean, why not focus at web development? I mean, that certainly worked well, right, at Mozilla. I mean, we have seen the result now over the years. And it failed there, and it should be more successful at the Linux Foundation. It's like, man, I wish I had more than some vitamin supplement tap water thing. That it's all left for us to stay healthy. It's anyway, we have some comments. Someone ordered a Mac Mini M1. What happened? Come later. Firehoof Mozilla fired Rust dev of. Gmail can stop the 6800 XT review. I have the feeling you will probably not be able to order them soon. But yeah, welcome everyone. And as I said, maybe I should, and maybe don't be surprised if I maybe try to make 3 major pieces out of this on the main channel tomorrow or something, just to see. I have the feeling that might play out better for everyone. If you were thinking like Rust and modern languages, I say always coding in C is difficult and error prone and stuff. Surely stuff in Rust and Go is better. It's like, yeah, I have to disappoint you a little bit too. Math big here of panic during a recursive division of very large numbers in Go. So this is Go. A number of math big int methods of divide exponent or so diff mod reminder and stuff of, yeah, programming is hard. You write stuff in new languages and have new errors of cryptography using crypto x509 verify, crafted certificate can lead to panic. It's like, yeah, 2020 modern languages, you run it to your crypto stuff and you get a panic and backtrace and application fail there in, yeah, might crash invoke this of, yeah, super modern languages. Totally amazing, right? Also, yeah, we probably formally proved it and stuff. Anyway, in similar, more concerning news, if you're wondering, all those bugs surely need to nothing, right? It's just your Cisco stuff and some security vulnerabilities and Intel who, yeah, it's just sandbox stuff at home, right? It's like, yeah, China allegedly compromised F-39 subcontractor of security has 2020 or before. Where is a bloody, can the sponsor should also go away there? Where does this came from? Man, don't tell me I need to web inspect this and delete this shit overlay of crap. Yeah, security vulnerabilities have real consequences. CSIS policy Wonk describes supply chain attack to the parliament. Allegedly, software vendor Lockheed Martin supply chain forcing a ground-up rewrite of potential affected systems. Policy Wonk has claimed to UK Parliament. So yeah, recurring theme, software security especially, and why this stuff need to be more secure. People always like, but I love C and writing stuff in C is amazing. It's like, yeah, it's neither love nor amazing. And even in Go and Rust, security stuff has consequences. And not only am I surprised that after 30 years of modern, not counting relay and tube, vacuum tube computers, but after 30 years of the Silicon Revolution, or nearly 40 years, we don't have, what is my criticism, right? We don't have stable, reliable, like well-architectured, it's like basically after 20 years of professional career, I have to say it's random garbage, everything clobbered together, everything in the kitchen sink, and stuff is failing apart left and right, even newly written stuff. It's like, yeah, runtime error in big numbers. And yeah, the problem is we are this 30 years of garish kind of startup of like Apple and Microsoft, we YOLO everything together, and 20 years later it's like, yeah, our foundation wholly unsecure. This is why I call for no less than rewriting, rethinking of much more modern, reliable software infrastructure, much better architectured, not like randomly clobbering everything together and hoping for the best, because this is exactly this and much more serious military and like uranium enrichment stuff in Iran they're exploring previously of sabotaging and stuff. In similar news, Playstore identified as main distributor. In similar news of Apple and Google always like it's for the security, it's for the children's, and not only, we had this for sure in previous news, App Store used to distribute malware because Apple only cares for their money, and Play Store also. So also monopolies, and people always arguing, but the central places are more secure. No, they aren't. They review a shit. Even Google, unlike Apple, maybe Google security scans there of antivirus. Also, yeah, antivirus, right? Antivirus scan by Google in the Play Store, certainly with the finest AI and artificial intelligence. But Mammut Mammoth research using the semantic of, oh no, Norton LifeLock, it's like that. Telemetry confirms what everyone suspected, except those management C executives who say app stores are amazing because they rake in 30% of their revenue of all the big and small indie developers. And yeah, certainly official has been identified, Playstore has been identified, primary source, malware installs. It's like, yeah, it protects the shit, it protects nothing, it just allows big corporations central control and raking in 30%. So much to what I said. People always argue with me with an app store where we went out of a big waste of time, right? You have always changing infrastructure every month. You have new issues, even sending your software, then it's rejected for random screenshot, and we don't like this button, and we don't like this, or it didn't scan for us because we don't have a scanner. It's like, yes, thank you very much, Apple, for all this amazing achievement. So it's adding enormous work of working with this review, even like every month. No shit, no kidding. Every month they change tools, they edit notarization, even then new notarization rules. Every month some other shit, or you sent it worked for a month, and then you sent it and it stuck in review, previous videos, everything happened. So it's adding enormous management effort of signing contracts, of working with Apple and Google. At the end, it costs you not only time, but also 30% of your revenue. And for what? For like basically nothing. I said this always before, let the software companies distribute it themselves on their website, even with mobile apps. Then Apple fanboys always fighting with me on forums there on the internet with these topics, or even our own customers. It's like, but for the security, it's like, no, it's not more secure. They look at a little bit. Oh, by the way, they can even camouflage this, right? Make it an app that looks like a game, unless the Secret Service or the bad actor wants to deploy this. So in the review, it looks like a nice game and nothing bad to see, and then remote control switch flipped, and that it's hilarious. And then I would rather trust the companies, because if you already use an application like our Exact Scan OCR kit, PDF recompress and stuff, you already trust these companies to have this product. And what is the difference of loading it from exactcode.com, trusted source of let's encrypt signed there, over Apple's, yeah, we only review it to ensure our 30% revenue. It's like, yeah, recurring theme, new data point, no surprise there. What else do we have? Line choice, people, graphene, Snapdragon. Anyway, in similar news, software vendor says data breach. So recurring data breach exposed nearly 28 million Texas driving license. We had this before, California motor vehicle stuff. And so recurring theme, consequences of Cisco, Intel, Apple, Google, Microsoft security vulnerabilities. And maybe this is also, maybe we should also call also to take those vendors more for warranty and responsible. It's like we in 40 years allowed the IT industry to get away with everything, right? There is no warranty on freaking software. And if there would be consequences of Apple shipping this, you are even on, if your MacBook is not in warranty anymore, or your Microsoft Surface, and this update breaks it, of course Apple will do nothing. It's like, yeah, we don't know. We have done also our Euler fine print, like no warranty whatsoever. And yeah, you probably switched it off or the battery was empty. No, you need to pay us €700 for a freaking logic board swap, as seen at Louis Rossman's channel. And this is security vulnerabilities. I bet you that, and maybe I should also make a dedicated video for that, Intel and what was it, Cisco, or where are all those security vulnerabilities here? Cisco and stuff, these companies would take everything more seriously if there would be consequences, if they have security vulnerabilities. And Honda, Volkswagen, what else did we have? The local police department, courthouse, school and government is hacked and stuff, and work lost. If there would be a warranty and people not like waiving all what is it, liabilities and stuff, maybe we should call for warranties and liability. I mean, why not? Why are you liable? What consequences wherever you do? If you deliver a mechanical part that explodes, you're also responsible. If you, like cars, like even car manufacturers need to recall their broken airbags and stuff. And in software, the consequences is like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. Here's a software update. It still probably has another 1,000 security vulnerabilities and stuff. But yeah, move on, nothing to see. So yeah, and even this, I say this as a software vendor, to ask for a warranty and stuff. And maybe this makes software changing less often in every update and having less features and making it a little bit more expensive. But I would argue that is a good thing. I would rather have less changing, like Apple's yearly updates, or like you update Skype, business, GoToMeeting, Zoom and whatnot, and each time you freaking update the freaking app, it has a changed UI layout and it has options gone, options added. Why does it need to randomly change on a monthly basis? And I would even argue that less randomly changing and also less bloated, less humongous blown up software with more security and more stability actually would be a good thing. And with prices for some software, especially in the app stores, with a race to the bottom, or Apple having free operating systems to avoid selling it to Hackintoshes, and because a decade ago Apple still charged for the macOS updates. I would even argue less yearly and actually to pay updates, not to say that you can buy independently and install on your AMD PC would be a good thing, but leave in the comments below. Yeah, where have we been? We have been somewhere here, like software, the recurring theme wise. This is how the US military buys location data from your ordinary apps. In case you're wondering, all the gas price comparison and public transport and all the other Facebook and WhatsApp and whatnot. Even a freaking Muslim prayer app with over 98 million downloads is and probably approved and reviewed by Apple and Google in the app stores, right? Is one of the apps connected to a wide range of supply chain that sends ordinary people's personal data to brokers, contractors and the military. It's like, what the freaking heck is even... I said it before, oops, I said it before, 2020, and not only with analog stuff and yellow, orange politicians, but also the state of the IT industry and this hilarious stuff that happens with Apple reviews the stuff, yet at the end sends ordinary people's data to data brokers, contractors and the military. It's like, not only not surprised and impressed by the state of IT, but this year and age, this brave new world so feels like this stupid Star Trek episodes with a parallel universe where everything is upside down and garbage and strange. It's like, yeah, this is the way that my impression we are living in the meantime. US military, in case you're wondering, is buying granular movement data of people around the world harvested from innocuous seeming apps. Motherboard has learned that the most popular apps among group motherboard analyzed connected to sort of data sales. Muslim, also yeah, Muslim prayer app, right? It's more than 98. We read this already. Also, others include a Muslim dating app, a popular Craigslist app, an app for following storms, and a level app that can be used to help, for example, install shelves in a bedroom. It's like yeah, I have no words anymore. And maybe this is what I mean. Maybe I should actually. Maybe I try this just for the main preset. Leave in the comments below, would it be better to have 5 major breaking stories for this major stuff? Let's see, we have comments there, better CPU, PinePhone. Yeah, people say we need better CPUs than PinePhone. Fast RISC-V will take a while, need to compete with only microcontroller. Yeah, good. SOCs, SoCs of capable desktop. Yeah. Last but not least, nearly coming to an end, which maybe we make this first. Surface driver and firmware lifecycle for Windows-based devices. Just as an example and a reminder is that in 2020, you don't own the devices, right? And also this is the disconnect between open source developers asking for specifications and big corporations like, nah, here's the firmware, right? We do this, right? I mean, we are the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer, original ODM, original device manufacturers, like, ha, we do the software, we do the firmware, trust us, we got this, right? And then a couple of years later, it's like, ha, it's end of life, right? It's obsolete now, and good luck. So yeah, some 5 years is what you usually get here, certainly from the first Surface RT garbage thing here. But even my, although this is a couple of years, my Surface Pro 3 thing here, this is some 7 years. But in the end, this is right. Theoretically, you could probably use this for home automation or your terminal and programming thin client and stuff for another 10 years. But yeah, this is commercial software, right? Commercial software support stuff. It's like, yeah, 7 years. Good enough. In some years, in some cases, the unsuccessful product's only 4 years. So it's not even 7 years straight. It's like, yeah, sometimes 4, sometimes less, sometimes less, sometimes more. It's like, yeah, 4 years for all. Also Surface, so I'm actually lucky with this thing, right? Surface Pro 3, no idea why this has so long support. Maybe they sold some to the NFL or whatever. But others is like, yeah, only 4 years is got to do. Or 4 years here, rough ballpark estimate of, yeah. So I'm somehow super lucky, but even this, you know, look at this, right? Brand new device. For freaking, what the heck, Microsoft, what the heck? And this is the disconnect of racking in, making Bill Gates a billionaire and stuff, and as the end users, like, yeah, 4 years, 4 years is industry standard, right? It's, brand new, this is just announced the other month. What was it? Was it, yeah, release date? October 13th, 2020. And so, yeah, 4 years. I mean, at least maybe they extend this, but it's a freaking brand new ARM device. And what is here, by the way? Yeah, exactly 4 years, right? So this is a disgrace. This is disgusting. This is plant obsolescence at its best. I would call for a minimum of 5, if not 10 years. In my, honestly, for the core firmware stuff, I would say 10 years, right? Why not 10 years in this day and age of Fridays for Future, of World Overshoot Day, of 4 years is not enough for security vulnerabilities. I mean, yeah, you boot your Linux and it takes over mostly, but who knows what, hopefully not persistent firmware memory, like, yeah, background ACPI tasks of battery monitoring and whatnot. But yeah, in case you're wondering, in case this wasn't clear to you, certainly 4 to 7 years is also probably at Apple's ballpark. And this open specification, and what is the problem to disclose like a schematic to users and certainly professionals, and why we need more open firmware to support this longer than 4 years. I mean, this is a disgrace. It's hilarious, ridiculous, and I call for longer support, open specifications, so that we don't rely on vendors and not only can on the first day write software drivers to boot our operating system how we want, but also maintain the firmware longer than this really disgrace of 4 years. In similar news, you have zero privacy, says RCMP presentation inside the Forces web spying program. This is Project Wide Awake. All right, I think this was probably, oops, I also pressed this wrong. I think this was probably in Denmark. Was it in Denmark? Where is it even? Forces stuff of, let's see. Anyway, the project is Wide Awake, obtained by shows efforts to secretly buy and use powerful surveillance tools while downplaying capabilities. Actually, I think there's something else. I think there was also some story of Denmark or something. So this is probably something else, and I remember. Anyway, the 3,000 page batch of international communications, internal communications from the RCMP obtained by the FAI or so provides a window into how the force builds the capabilities to spy on internet users. So if you were wondering, this is fantasizing aluminium foil and old men yelling at cloud, is like, no, this is 3,000 recurring of Snowden papers, other papers, other leaks, other whistleblowers, and recurring theme of government and other organizations like Apple and Google and stuff, spying and data collecting everything they get, and eventually all the stuff leaking there, so other parties spy on internet users and works to hide the methods from the public, recurring themes, Snowden papers, emails, documents. RCMP's Tactical Internet Operations Support Unit based on, and this is also why this stuff needs to be secure, right? Not random security issues, OpenSSL, Go language, crypto, throwing exceptions. This, by the way, nationally headquartered in Ottawa, so this is apparently a Canadian thing, in case you were wondering of Canadian, UK, EU better than US or others, apparently not. Advanced web monitoring program called Project Wide Awake. Files include, we said this already, social media. Also, yeah, the site labels the program activities social media surveillance despite having denied that description applied. Communication shows one high-level officer blasting the projects before leaving RCMP for Chinese tech from Huawei. It's like, yeah, a match made in heaven. You have also training slides for the projects that you have zero privacy anyway. Get over it. That's it for this video, probably a proper ending. I have the feeling each of those individual pieces may be more suitable. Maybe I should make actually a test, not only for people to better find this specific topic, get educated, but also help our channel grow, to have, instead of this 10 collection of 5 days breaking news. I asked already a dozen times, didn't often get an answer because probably most people are not thinking like a YouTube creator and computer science researcher. But yeah, maybe we discuss the 4 major pieces on the main channel. And if you're new to this channel, this is a more random channel. We also have a main channel with more AAA content. I hope you learned something. I hope you don't get nightmares. I hope, yeah, don't forget to code and better the world every day. Not only on World Overshoot and Fridays for Future, but also code secure and memory safe code every day. I hope you learned something, and to see you soon for the next videos and live stream, hopefully with more than 1.5. What did we do at the end? It's hilarious. I hope I soon get a DOCSIS 3.1 router. I have 1.5 Mbit. I'm curious how garbage this live stream is. All the and even with this, we have 551 drop frames or 0.8%. It's hilarious. Anyway, I hope this live stream was not too garbage. It's all the 10,000 frames not brought to you by Vodafone, failing DOCSIS garbage cable here in the center of Berlin. It's hilarious, from the state of cable infrastructure to everything, and zero privacy of project